Hello, my name is April. Welcome to your November 2025 energy update. Things are feeling really good. So, the month of October, just want to recap with that. There was high spiritual awakenings, high information. Some of us, were dealing with a lot of like recalibration with health, and higher understandings were flowing through like nonstop in the month of October. And for some of you, it was such a new energy that there was kind of this like, how do you work with this? Like, what is this? I also got that people were very busy in October, and that busyness is still going to be coming in the month of November. But instead of feeling kind of like you're going with this huge wave and feeling kind of like there's an undertaking happening, there's a sense of coming into sovereignty, feeling at peace and harmony with self while this activity is moving and doing its thing. So, for those who are in business right now, who care about people, that care about making a difference in this world, the month of November is all about, everything that you cultivated in the past is now coming into fruition and you can feel it. There's fair trade, there's, energy that's moving forward, and you're just kind of along for the ride. In the past, once again, there was a sense of I need to make sure that this is moving forward, but there's more trust in the month of November where it's like this is moving forward and I'm following my inner guidance system on how I need to show up with this energy. And by sitting in that trust, and a lot of people are sitting in that trust right now, there is a recalibration that's happening to your nervous system, your body, your connection with spirit, your connection to the divine, your connection with others is transforming because of this understanding that it's so important to be here now while everything is moving forward. So a lot of people are getting this. And, there's a lot of stuff out in the world right now where it's showing us that people are doing the opposite. But the ones that are doing this work, they're very silent. They keep to themselves. They'll share this information of what they're experiencing with people that they're close with. But right now, this is happening under or behind the scenes, and it's happening to a lot of people. And I see this as such a beautiful thing because it's opening up our hearts and our connections, and we are able to work together and build something that hasn't been done before in this style. And so there is this huge kind of collective spiritual awakening on how to take action in the world in a different way. And this is really solidifying in the month of November. I'm like, that is freaking cool. Don't you love when you channel things and you're like, that's news to me too. I'm like, that's freaking cool. Let's see if we have any advice here. There it is. There it is. There may be old sort of patternings that do come up if you are one to get busy. And what I'm getting is that this is the month of harmonization. If you make everything about harmonization this month, you are in alignment. And so if there's an infrastructure or there's a relationship or there's something you're taking action on that feels that it's pulling you out of your center or that you're going past your capacity, find new ways to bring efficiency. If it's a structure, an infrastructure, something at work, bring some more efficiency, and brainstorm on how you can make things more efficient and flowy so you can stay in your center. And if there is something going on where there isn't a harmonization in relationships, which I feel like now we're going into relationships, you want to deeply introspect with yourself. What is not in harmony with myself? What do I need to work on? What do I need to evolve into to create more harmonization within myself? And then once I find this, how can I communicate this to my partner or my family members Communication, by the way, is really important. November is about finding new ways to show up in communication with harmony, peace with yourself, and coming from that first and then sharing. There is a deep collective understanding that it does start with me first or start with you first. That if you find this deep center within yourself, that everything around you will start to have that frequency within it and everything will be taken care of. So I'm just tuning into that there is a lot of deep trust coming in month of November. People are also seeing the value of connection and relationships. For those who have like lost their way in relationships or connections, there is a new identity that has been forming around this, and it feels like it's also grounding in now in the month of November. And once it fully grounds, then there starts to feel like there's action. Like my actions will match this new identity or feel or belief system around this. So you might notice that you'll have people collectively starting to take these little actions, maybe not big ones, towards moving forward in possibly dating or communicating something new, or even saying, hey, this is no longer for me. I'm a completely different person. I have a whole new identity around this. So there is a lot of grounded nature in, okay, this is what I'm doing with this now when it comes to relationships. It's a beautiful unfoldment. People are in more truth and understanding about where they're heading in connection. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm also getting the same thing about parenting, which is really sweet. It's like you found this new identity with parenting, and now there's things that you're implementing into your kids' lives and the experiences that they're having. So this is God, I'm getting chills. The month of November, it's like, yes, the beautiful thing about relationships is they are foundational. They are foundational for the human being. And the more that you are in love with yourself, in love with your connections, in love with what you're doing within your connections, friends, romantic, family members, that feeds everything. That feeds your work. That feeds, like, it feeds your spirit. It feeds your spiritual awakening, your universal understanding of it all. It's everything. And it feels like, and this isn't for everybody, but it feels like relationships have had such a interesting journey. The last decade, it's finding there's a little bit of a harmony coming in with relationships. And for those who are in long-term connections, just know it's all about finding a deeper harmonization. Even if you already have it, it's like how deep can we take this? So, I'm in a good mood. I'm like, yeah. I also love, so. Oh, there's a little pulse here. The people's hearts are opening. People's hearts are opening and awakening. There's less protecting. Like, I need to protect my heart. I have been hurt. Or I need to protect my heart. I am busy. That is slowly going away. There's just more of this opening energy. So this is a great month to meet friends and meet new partnerships or anything, really. Even business partners. It would be a great time to meet soul-led business partners. Yeah. All right. I'm getting that nurturing yourself is really, nurturing yourself is always really important, but I'm going to call this month the month of nurturing self and harmonization. If you can get really cuddly wuddly in your cuddly clothes and just get bundled up in a blanket and make yourself a hot drink and listen to good music, look outside, feel your breath, that is what this month is all about. Can you hold that for yourself? Can you be okay in the stillness, even when there's activity? There's a completion feeling of this, like everything that has happened in the last few months and years. It's like it all either comes to a head here or now it's finally complete and the mission begins. So when we say the mission begins, doesn't mean like you're gonna get a, like for some people you might get a phone call and they're like, hey, mission begins. But you can feel that the chapter from the last few years is now officially closing, and there's forward momentum and a little bit of direction on what to do next. So if you have felt like you have been in suspense for a while and you're not really sure about the direction, there's like a little bit of direction that's coming into the energy of November. Transformative times. So since we went through so many transformations, we didn't go through just like one transformation. We went through multiple transformations. And it's almost like they're all kind of settling and finding their place. So you'll notice that your needs and wants are different. Like who you are is different. What your body needs is going to be totally different. Like what foods are now important for you to eat and why. The climate, even some of you might feel like you need to move because the climate shift, like what your body needs is very different than what it needed a few years ago in climate. Also, your perspective of the world and what's important to you has changed. So if you're living in a place that has a totally different perspective than you, it might be time to move. It might be time to look at other options and see what places fit what I'm stepping into and who I'm becoming. So I am not feeling like a whole lot of like, let's take action now. It's more like November is about, let's just watch things, see how they unfold, but know that I'm changing and get a pulse on what I'm doing next, but loosely. Have fun with it too, by the way. Have fun. This is what artists do, by the way. They're very creative. They'll sit in their energy. They won't ever like really paint something, and it'll just have like these kind of impressions and feelings and energies move through their body. And then they'll be like, oh, I'm going to write that down. That sounds nice. Or I'm going to draw this picture, but I'll put it to the side for inspiration later. That's what November is. That's what November is. So enjoy. This is the shortest energy update I've ever done, mostly because it's important to not color the experience too much. This is a very grounded, really introspective month, and so it's important that you get your own messaging within. Just know that these themes that I just talked about are the most important to focus on in the month of November, and have yourself a fabulous month. Bye, guys.